This meeting is being recorded.
Hey everyone, welcome to the week 11 Friday burn-down meeting of the V134 release cycle. I'm Vyom and I'll be host for today's meeting. Before we continue forward, please note that this meeting is being recorded and will be posted to YouTube publicly. So if you don't want your video to be recorded, please feel free to turn off your camera and please be mindful of what you say. And also note that this meeting comes under the Kubernetes or the CNCF code of conduct, which basically boils down to being excellent to one another. Also, if you haven't already added yourself to the attendees list, please do so. The meeting notes link is in the Zoom chat. All right, let's get cracking with the meeting. Is there anything under open discussions that anyone wants to discuss? If not, I will move on to sub-team updates. Announcements with Ryan.
Yeah. Hey everyone. So our status is green. We have 57 tracked caps and one is pending, but that can be considered as tracked for code freeze. And yeah, 19 got deferred and 19 got removed from the milestone. So we will have total 58 of 58K caps in this cycle.
That's
So that's
a
all
good
from
number.
us. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. These 57 include, right? I just wanted to follow up. Have you checked all the cabs for whom the exception request was approved, that they have merged the code in the given deadline?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay, cool. So 57 seems like a good number. So good job to the enhancements team. Are there any question for enhancements? If not, I'll move on to release signal with Chenghao.
Hi, our carry status is red, and the two failing tests in the integration master mentioned in the last meeting have been fixed, but we have another failing test. It's happening, and we have the sixth scheduling has been sent a PR and received and added to the milestone, and we will keep tracking this dashboard and our next release cause is 1.34 RC0 will happening on next Wednesday, and we will keep to monitoring our dashboard. That's it. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you for the updates, Chenghao. This failing test is the one which you pinged me for to add the milestone label. I added that milestone label, by the way. The one that was changing the DRA config, like the test config, modifying the nodes, etc. Is this that one? Let me just share which one I'm talking
Yeah, I
about.
think it's this one.
Let me just pull up that real quick. Notifications. Oh, where did it go? So it was just here. Okay, I'm assuming that's the one. So I won't block this any further. But I think after this, all of the failing tests should be covered, right? It should be clean. Like there can be more, but the current status should be all right. Let me just open. Let me just open the PRs. That has been merged, right?
Yeah, that's merged, and we will keep track on this.
Yeah, I think this is the one. Yeah, this seems to be the one.
Yeah.
So this is the one for the current test, right? Yeah, changing the nodes with DRA from 100 to 200, right?
Yeah.
This one should be
this
the
one.
extended. Yeah, okay. All right, then I think the current state should return to green unless there are more, which should be all right. So you don't need any more help on any of the blocking failures, right?
Yeah, that's currently not failing here.
All right, cool. All right, thanks for the updates, Chenghao. Are there any questions for release signal? If not, I'll move on to docs. Is there anyone from the docs team today on the call? I don't think so. Let's see what the status was on the Wednesday. Branching PR created, beta 0 release notes PR merged. Draft PR would be created soon for the final release notes. Docs ready to review deadline is passed, and all the PRs are ready for review except one, which is the cap that was demoted from beta to alpha. They still, I think, have to update their docs, but that was ready to review. So I'll consider this in that only. So docs was green last week, and I don't expect anything else. Just the metrics would be updated of how many are merged, because we are coming closer to the docs freeze, which I'll cover in my updates. So I think it should be fine on the docs front. Are there any questions for the docs team? If not, then I'll move on to comms. I don't think Agustina is on the call. Any comms shadows on the call that want to give the updates? All right, I'll read out the updates for the comms team. The current status of comms is green. Feature blog status remains the same. They are tracking 19 opted-in feature blogs. They will be reaching out to the feature blogs for the feature blog ready to review deadline, which is next week, Friday, 8th August. The outreach will be finalized today. For the release highlights, the discussion is open. The deadline was 29th of July 2025. Signode was the only remaining SIG that hadn't posted the updates, but they were working internally on, because they had a lot of caps, so assembling what they want to highlight in this release. I just checked Signode posted, which is mentioned in the comps update as well. And the following SIGs haven't answered, but they have no caps tracked for V134, which is cloud provider security, scalability, UI release, and etcd. So that's the updates for release highlights. Mid-cycle blog is live at the following link. So that's another point. Release announcement. The internal draft is in progress. And regarding the webinar and press, the comms team is gathering the information required to contact CNCF. So that seems to be the update from comms and the overall status screen. Is there anything anyone would like me to add in for comms, or they have any questions for comms? If not, then I'll move on to release branch management, which I believe no one is from on this call. So I'll read the updates. They should be green. They have RC0 next week. There's no problem with the RBM tooling as far as I can see in the channel. Just one point that I added from my side is I see Mateo pinged me that he opened RC0 tasks documentation PR on SIG release. So if anyone is curious about, especially the release signal team, about the steps added in there, or if you have something that you want to be added in there in the documentation, please feel free to review this PR and give your feedback on the tasks for RC0 documentation. The link is in the meeting agenda again. Are there any questions for release branch management before I go forward? If not, then let's move on to our emeritus advisor, Fred, who I believe is not on the call. The update from Fred's in Wednesday meeting were retro done. Check the document for actions and comments. So if you already haven't taken a look at what happened in the retro, please do so to take a look in what were the action items and the suggestions and improvements that we added to the retro doc. And if you have any further comments or you think there is any way to improve the process, please add your items to the part 2 retro, for which the invite would be sent out shortly. So that's the update from Fred, and I believe nothing has changed since then, so it's fine. Coming on to my updates, are there any questions for Fred before I move forward? If not, then coming on to my updates, all the exception requests have been approved, the newer ones as well. The bug that I mentioned the last time from Signode, we would not be merging this release cycle. Now it's kind of late as well, and we didn't receive the +1 from the leads in time. And they have mentioned that this is not a critical update, and this can go in 135, and we can cherry pick this to 134. So that is not going to be merged in this cycle. The update I am talking about is this one, the one I mentioned in the previous meeting. Moving on from that, it is just just added milestones to a few PRs as well around failing tests. I received phase pings from Chenghao, so thank you for that. And I added the milestone to the PRs that were requested on. Now, repeat of what I've been saying this week about the deadlines. RC0 is next week, 6th of August. Docs freeze is next week as well, 6th of August. The two deadlines in one day, which is at 18 BDD set internally by the docs team. And we also have the feature blog ready for review deadline next week, 8th of August. So that's majorly my update. Are there any questions for me? If not, we don't have anything from SIG Scalability, and we're not walking the project board. So we are at the end of our meeting agenda. Is there anything anyone would like to discuss on the recording?
Yeah, Vyom. So I see a failing dashboard in SIG node release blocking tab. So this is related to some serial test. So they have an issue created as well. And the tag for that issue is urgent critical. So is there a timeline for a issue which is tagged as priority critical urgent? And will this be added the milestone, or how does it usually work?
Is there an issue or is there a PR?
Issue is created. I'm not sure they have submitted a PR
This
yet,
is the
but
one.
uh, yeah, no, not that one. I have pasted the link in the chat.
Okay.
I
Oh no,
think they
this is
have.
the failing test. I'm talking about the issue for this test on GitHub.
Yes, I
Oh,
have also.
what test are
Yeah,
these serial? Oh, you have also added the. Oh,
yes. They've
let me
confirmed
see.
that this is not a release blocker, but I see the critical urgent tag on the issue. So just wanted to understand what is the timeline for cases like this.
Well, let's see. Let me open this thing yet. Yeah, this one's the one, right?
Yes.
Right. Failed to get successful response from 167. Mm-hmm. Okay. Distributed is blocking. Okay. So on the other hand, winter lanes.
But in a Slack discussion, DIMS has confirmed that this will not be a blocker for release unless the SIG node explicitly mentions it.
Mm-hmm.
But just the tag of critical urgent raise this question of what would usually be the procedure and the timelines for issues like this.
There are no such timelines in stone. It's just as soon as possible. That what's critical urgent mean. That means it should be on a top of your priority list if you're reviewing PRs related to SIG node or any of the action items. There is no as such SLA on critical urgent things. It's just as soon as possible.
Okay, so does it
Um,
they do not give the release blocker tag? We need not worry about this.
yeah, if they have said that this is not a release blocker, let me see
Yeah.
what this is related to. Due to kubelet going down, failed to start container managers, did not restore state from checkpoint, configure some nice difference in checkpoint policy, please train this node and the CPU. Failed to validate kubelet
They
configuration.
seem to have a PR as well submitted to
Um,
us.
is this the PR? The one I opened E2 node cleanup state file and CPU manager policy reset.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
state file. Yeah, this doesn't seem to be release blocking. It's only modifying the tests right now. I
Okay.
need to check the Slack thread for this. Can you ping me in that Slack thread?
Sure.
Um, is it on the release signal channel? Release your
It
signal.
is a
Sorry.
SIG node channel where DIMS has confirmed this. It will not be a release
Sig
block.
node. Let me just take a look at Sig node.
I can ping you the link.
Yeah, I see. Kubernetes is failing horribly. Gosh. I really don't know what Sig node release blocking actually means. It's like the next year. Sig node cares about it a lot, but it's not necessarily a release blocker. But we could tell release folks to hold stuff till we fix this by applying a label to the issue. Okay. Just keep an eye on this issue. This is potentially something important. So just keep an eye on this issue. We might or might not block the release on this. We haven't received a clear signal, but it has the attention that is required for this particular kind of failure. So just keep an eye on it. If they say that this is a release blocker, if Signode chimes that in, then we would block the release for this. Otherwise, we would just go ahead with the release. And critical, priority critical, urgent, it means as soon as possible. There is no set number in stone, like 2 days, 1 day, 24 hours, nothing like that, as far as I know.
Okay.
All right. Are there any other questions that anyone has or anything they want to discuss before I stop the recording? If not, see you on YouTube. I'll stop the recording.